Hey, good morning, guys. Real quick morning brief here, what I'm looking at here in the markets. So the global markets are pretty much on a short squeeze this morning. And so basically, these are fib arcs that I put on my charts. I got two levels that the ES are fighting right here. You got the 4200 area and you got the 3600 area. So we broke the 4200 area and we are looking for the auction to tell us if we're going to break this trend line, which we came down to yesterday, and we based that on there. So far this morning, it looks like we're bouncing off that trend line like we've done multiple times in the past, to see if the auction is looking for a price down to the 3600 level. So far today, this is a logical place to find a little bit dip buyers, suggesting that they're not ready to go down to 3600 quite yet. If you do a measured move between the 4200 down to the 3600, so we literally bounced off the 78.6, and they're still trying to save this area as of today's auction. Okay, uh, these fib arcs, I anchored it right here at the 4200. Okay, and then I drew it out, and for it to touch from logical places where it does seem to be touching. Okay, it looks like right here is the anchor point, and if you draw a little line right there on that anchor point, put a little trim line right there. Okay, okay. Then we go down on our 5-minute time frame here. Okay, right here is that line. Okay, we're currently trading right on that anchor point, where the bulls and the bears are. It's a really defensive area that we're currently trading on the ESs. So it was logical to see a bounce to this point, but now this is where the battle starts. Okay, if we go above pre-market highs here on the open, obviously you go long. If we start taking out, going back into yesterday's range, obviously go short. So we're right here at a very critical juncture, in my opinion, as we speak, in this market. And you don't really want to say, oh my God, the market's going to the moon early on this morning, because that is not necessarily the case. So that's what I'm looking here on these markets this morning. Okay. Uh, the main key, though, if you use these fib arcs, try to find multiple areas for these arcs to touch. So I tagged it right here, okay? And then the next string out, I tagged right down here. Looks like we had a breakout right here, and then I tagged over here, okay? And then we also have that breakdown out here on this time frame. So the more places you can touch, the more accurate these fib arcs tend to be. So that's why in my opinion, we're opening at a major inflection point here on the markets on ES. Okay, one other thing here that I'm looking at this morning, that was Apple. As I said yesterday, I was quite bearish on Apple yesterday morning. It wasn't something that I just pulled out of my hat, me being bearish on Apple. I was looking at these fib time frames, okay, and plus I had the arcs on here and everything. And so what I was looking at here, and if you zoom in here real quick, you see how when we came down in these time frames before that we overshot this arc here and here, you know what I mean? And we've actually broken this trend line, and we've broken this trend line as we came in yesterday. So I was looking for an overshoot again to fill this gap to test this trend line right here yesterday, which we have not successfully done that yet. So keep that in the back of your mind. Inside of this little arc area, I thought we were going to drop down inside that little arc area. So in my opinion, the auction quite possibly is not over yet to the downside for Apple. So even though the markets are all up today, and they might be up all today, I'm concerned that the Apple auction to the downside has not completed. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm dead wrong about that analysis. I don't know. I just want to float that idea. But yeah, it does look like if you go out where this started last time, so, you know, we can definitely, you see how this was, uh, we came way down, came back up to finish out off the auction. Maybe that's what they're doing here. They're going to came down and we're going to finish the auction up here, and then we're going to get that cycle later on into October. I don't know, but I did want to float that idea. if you were to, you can also see also you got a wedge little formation here. We broke this trend line, like I said, with Apple, so we are outside of this wedge formation. So I really was looking for this auction to finish down here, and it did not. So far, it has not done that. So, that's why I'm really hesitant on the bullish side, knowing, in my opinion, the Apple auction has not fulfilled itself to the downside. Okay, guys, keeping this video really short, a little over 5 minutes. If you like the video, please like it with emojis or something here. And welcome to the new channel. Johnny and I talked about it this morning about creating little short little clips because I missed all of Johnny's commentary yesterday morning because I was out. So.